Yes, men want a loyal woman. Men want a good woman, a woman who loves them and a woman who appreciates them. But unfortunately, humans like opposites in people. Humans like contradiction. It's what draws us to us. It's the contrast in a painting that gravitates our eyes towards a person. So without contradictions, without things that go against what you appear, you won't fully capture a man's attention. In fact, he'll find you boring, right? Because it's not just the sweetness that guys like. Guys are attracted to the loveliness, to the sweetness, but what really makes them respect you, what really captures their attention, what really makes them want to worship you is truly things that women just would never think about. Why? Because they just don't understand male nature. We're different. So I'm gonna tell you what are the things that men truly want in a woman, because it's not a good woman. Yeah, we want a woman who have traits of a good woman, but there is contradictions that because you don't know about, you don't have the courage to show that. The beauty about it is that you already possess that. It's just that you're suppressing it. So you gotta relearn it, or better yet, somebody tell you that it's okay to act that way. And what you'll see is a different side in men. Men admire women who do the things that we're gonna talk about today, okay? Now, so with that being said, by the way, people, if you guys ever want a custom-made painting, this is a painting for a client that I'm doing. It's stuff of the Mona Lisa. If you guys ever want a custom-made painting, just let me know in the comments down below or message me on Instagram, and we can make that happen for you, okay? Now look, understand this. The qualities we're gonna be talking about, it comes with a warning, because the most attractive people in the dating world are pretty much narcissists. And it's not that narcissistic people are attractive inherently, right? But that narcissistic people have traits and qualities that draw people to them, all right? And we don't have to adapt everything from a narcissist. We can just get little bits of it. Because the problem with narcissistic people is that they're incapable of making genuine connections. They can't connect with themselves, and as a result, they have a default mode where they see people as objects. So we're not gonna be doing that part where we objectify people. What we're gonna be doing is pretty much attaining the independence of a narcissist, right? The mystery of a narcissist. And the reason why that is because when you're first getting to know someone who's a narcissist, you might find their traits to be mysterious, alluring, right? Attractive. And those are things that comes in bits. In other words, they're doing things that we all can do to create that impression, to create the impression that causes a lot of people to be drawn to them, with the added benefit of not having the coldness, of not having the emotional distance that they're incapable of closing. And people who have applied this have always told me they've seen results. The reason why is because we do this when we don't like someone, right? A lot of people will confuse a narcissist for someone who's just not interested in you. Like it's a real thing. There's something in humans that when we act this way that just raptures our attention. And that's why we're gonna be doing this. So first things first, okay? In order for you to apply this, you gotta have what I like to call emotional resilience. Because it's gonna be difficult for you, Ashley, to do this if you don't have control over your emotions, right? And the way to do that is to develop a meditation practice. You gotta meditate on a daily basis, because if you're gonna apply this, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna notice there's creepy compulsions in you to literally do the opposite of this. Narcissists don't have those compulsions. In fact, narcissists have the compulsion to actually do this, right? So meditation is one of the only ways that you can develop the strength to do this if you're trapped in your own ways. You guys can check out the book, The Power of Now, check out a meditation retreat, check out my course, Emotional Mastery, or join our meditation group on Patreon, where for $5 a month, you guys can meditate with me on a daily basis or like 4 or 5 times a week. But I try to do it every day, but I'm a promise 4 times a week just to not underperform. And you guys can watch replays where I talk about these strategies where I teach you guys meditation strategies. And there's a bunch of other videos that I post on Patreon that I just don't post here. You could get that for $5 a month, okay? And with that, you guys can meditate with me on Zoom, actually. So it's like live meditation, all right? All right, so look, the first thing is you got to challenge them. Challenge them. And the way you challenge people is to have standards. And be very specific, right? Because by you being specific, it kind of like, it creates what people, it activates your reticular activating system, which is called RAS. It's the part of your brain that looks for things that you find valuable or looks for things that you find not good for you. And the beauty about this part of your brain is that it comes with emotional reactions. So if you know that you're looking for someone who treats you a certain way, or you're looking for someone with this type of character trait, when you don't find it, you almost have like an automatic repulse type of response, right? So you're almost like you're not fully won over. So you got to be on the lookout, like a what do you call that thing? Those things that look for things like tick, tick. You got to be on the lookout, because then that's how you become challenging, right? You don't just assume that they have your traits because they're attractive, right? You don't just have that halo effect where because they're cute and cuddly, you think that they already passed your standards. No, you want to confirm that they meet your standards through your observation, right? So how do you do this? Well, you have standards, you go slow, right? You never let them speed it up, right? And by you doing that, you challenge them, right? You in your mind, you have almost like a blueprint of how you expect them to behave. And if they don't behave that way, you get the fuck out of here, right? Actually, one of the things about them is that, about narcissistic people, is that they're not afraid to walk away. And not just walk away, but walk away forever. Like block your ass. Like evil type of shit. Like narcissistic people are so willing to pick you up and discard you at the moment that you don't need them. And people, actually, people find that attractive. They like that you have the capacity to leave, because what that says is that you treat other people that way. What that says is that you're difficult, even for other people. Men like to see that you're difficult. They like the challenge. It draws them to you, because once they win you over, there's a literal personality shift, right? For example, it's like if I'm dating someone and I notice she's quiet, but when she's with her friends, I notice she's different. She's more loose. She's more happy. And as a guy, I'll find that to be a challenge, because I'll notice, okay, she's not as playful with me. Like she's not as open. I haven't seen this part of her personality. And what that challenges me to behave in a way that brings that out in you, right? You don't want to be able to see the happy side just with you. Like you want them to sense that with you, I'm a little reserved because I don't know you yet, but look at how I behave with my friends. What that means is that I have standards. What that means is that you can't call me by my nicknames that my friends give me. You can't call me Mookie, Dookie, fuck, whatever the fuck you want to give it, right? You're going to call me by my name. And if I end up liking you, then you can call me that. Right? So that's one thing. You got to challenge them. Have standards. Go slow, right? And look for red flags. Like be on the lookout, because narcissistic people are always looking for some reason to leave. Why? Not because they have standards, but because they're afraid of intimacy. But we're not afraid of intimacy. Ashley, you're just trying to adapt some of the traits, prune out the bad and keep the good, right? That's one thing. Now, the next one is that you're not easy to read. And that means that you don't just show people exactly what makes you happy, right? You gotta let them observe it through your behavior. You don't just show people that I like you. You let them see that you like them through your behavior. You don't just tell people that you want to be with them. Show them with your actions. Learn to speak less about what you want and learn to show it more, because it forces people to pay more attention to you, Avery. It forces people to think about you when you're not there, Tiffany, and to say, okay, what can I do to make her like me? She's not easy to read. Does she like me? She's been sending me mixed signals. And one of the things about being difficult to read is that you send mixed signals. And I would prefer if you do this intentionally. And that means that when you're the only mixed signals I would prefer that you guys do is that when you're with them, you're there, right? But when you're not with them, you're not there. But you do respond if they text you. This is something that, as simple as it sounds, to someone who likes you, it's devastating. Because people want complete compliance from you. They want to see it in such an obvious way that they don't have to question whether or not you want them, right? So you send them mixed signals. One day you're there, the next day you're not. Something about narcissists is that they don't let you spend time with them really fast in the beginning, right? Unless they love bomb you. But initially, a lot of narcissists keep you at an arm's distance, in the beginning at least. And that's what you want to be able to do. You keep them at an arm's distance. You strategically, from time to time, you act cold, you act hot in the beginning. We're not doing this to manipulate them. We're doing this just to show them, hey, like, I like you, but I want you to do a little bit more work. I'm not going to let you spend all like five days with me on the first week. No. Let's slowly escalate this, right? You can't see me tomorrow, I'm busy. Yes, I did have a great time with you, but not tomorrow. And to a guy who's seeing you smiling, who's seeing you laughing at their jokes, you saying no is a mixed signal. You don't have to do much. Like seriously, like to the insecure mind, anything could be a negative, right? The next thing is that you know how to use dark energy. Now, what's dark energy? Is that if something about narcissists is that they're very vindictive. They have a long memory. They remember the shit that you do. Nice girls, loyal girls, girls who want that sweet relationship, they have very short-term memory, like a freaking goldfish. What you want to be able to do is have long memory. If they break your rules, right? If they break your standards, you don't forget that. Honestly, I think that's the biggest sin that most people make, is the fact that they forget. They don't want to keep, I can't stay mad at them. It's not nice. It's not Christian. It's not this. It's not that. Even Jesus turned over tables when he saw people gambling in God's temple. Even Jesus got pissed off. Even Jesus had some form of justified dark energy. And this dark energy is beautiful to a guy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Because nothing's more beautiful than seeing a woman who smiles all the time, not smiling at you, speaking to you more in a downward tone, seeing a more cold side to their personality. I could promise you, most guys will tell you they find that to be hot. Most guys will tell you they find that to be hot. Most guys will tell you they find a woman who is a sweetness, sweet and nice, when she turns vindictive, when she turns cold because of your fuck up. Trust me, guys find that attractive. And no other type of woman does that more than a narcissistic woman. Why? Because they're always trying to manipulate you. They're always trying to find a reason for you to fuck up so that they could pull away, so that you could chase after them like a dog, right? So learn to use your dark energy. If they messed up, man, use that dark energy to wait a little longer to text back. Use that dark energy to cancel a plan. Use that dark energy to say no to his holy dizzy. I don't want your dick, man. You suck your own dick, man. You've been fucking up. Let them know that you are not as nice when you fuck up as you think I am. And if you keep fucking up, I'm not afraid to walk away without and never coming back. And these are things that are communicated non-verbally. You can't just have dark energy and do a Kamehameha and show it. Like, what the fuck is that anime? It's not Naruto. You show them through how it animates your non-verbal cues. You go from a sweet, happy person to a coldness, almost like not even talking, and your voice is more downtoned, like this. You're more distant. You're not even sitting close to them. In fact, you may not even want to see them. In fact, you might even cancel that plan. And these things instill the fear of God in the person's heart, right? And the next thing is that you think before you act. Like I said, narcissistic people have an emotional distance that allows them to think a little bit more rationally than a normal person. And this is what I want you to do. You want to be able to create space between reactions, where if they do something wrong, if they offend you in any shape or form, you don't just act instantly. You don't respond as fast. You don't just instantly react. You take a step back and you think. You take a step back and you ponder what to do next. You take a step back and you go on Zoom and meditate with Father Alex through Patreon, right? You take a step back and don't do nothing. You don't let your compulsions instantly create a reaction. You feel the compulsion to text back. You feel the compulsion to say he has a small dick. Rather, you sit back, you breathe for a few minutes. You self-regulate yourself until you go back down to a more rational level, and then you act. If you allow yourself to do that, everything that you do will be correct. The thing is about loyal women is that they love hard. They have a strong and powerful urge to love. And the problem with that powerful urge is that it could become a compulsion that they can't control. So as much as you want to love, understand that compulsion can be the very thing that sabotages you, right? And the next thing is that it doesn't try to change people. Something about narcissists is that it's either my way or the highway. Narcissists, I was watching a documentary of Mussolini. I don't know, that dude was weird. He would go like this. Like a fucking weirdo, man. Doesn't try to change people, right? So that means narcissists, something about manipulators is that they look for weak victims, right? So if they notice that you have a strong personality, if they notice that you have strong self-esteem, they're not gonna go after you. They're gonna pick someone who they can sense that they can move around and manipulate. It's the same thing. Don't try to change people who are not be receptive to you, who from the start aren't chasing, who from the start aren't more into you, who from the start is hard. Go for those from the beginning. It's easy. Narcissists have no pride when it comes to that. It's like PD, pedo, that word, right? They never go after kids with dads. They pick kids without dads. In fact, they'll find out if you have a dad, right? They'll find out if you have brothers. They don't try to change the situation. It's crazy analogy, right? But it's the same thing. If this person is not doesn't have a need for you, if when they see you, there's no reaction from them, don't be with them. Don't try to change people, right? You want to go for people that from the start, when they see you, they get a reaction out of you. How do you know that? Well, psychologically, the reason why they will see you and have an intense emotional reaction is because they feel like they lack something you have. The only people who are going to react appropriately are people who are compatible with you in terms of you offer something that they need and vice versa. For example, if I'm an artist and I'm trying to learn art, I'm going to admire an artist that I like. For example, I'm Leonardo da Vinci, right? And let's just say one day I practice hard enough, and let's just say he's alive, and I'm as good as he is. Do you think I'm going to keep admiring him? No, I'm going to see him as competition. My attraction, my admiration will go away because I have developed what he has. It's the same thing with attraction. If you're an introverted person and you lack social skills, you're going to be attracted to people who are very extroverted, and you're going to be drawn to them in a very intense way. And the extroverted person will be drawn to people who maybe are more quiet, who are more reserved, because they reflect the part of their personality that they don't have. So this is why you go for people who from the beginning react to you. Reason being is because if they do react, it's because they feel like you have something that they need. And the seduction is just much easier. But when they're really loosey-goosey, when they forget to text you, when they're so busy that they forget that you texted them, it means that they don't need you. And because they don't need you, it's better off to just keep walking away and find somebody else. Go for people who have a need for you, right? So it could be that maybe they're not aggressive, right? That maybe they're quiet, that maybe they're not assertive. That type of person who lacks assertiveness will be drawn to people who have a natural level of aggression plus the aggression that they lack. And as a result, they'll be attracted to people who are aggressive in a toxic way. The only way to stop being attracted to those types of people is to develop that aggression. And all of a sudden, you notice that the compulsion to be attracted to them will go away, right? Or will lessen. But this is very important because think about it. Imagine that you're a guy, you want kids with a girl, right? She wants kids, and because you want kids, there's an attraction to that, right? Because we both want similar things. You have something that I need, and I have something that you need, right? But the problem is that narcissists have a very deep understanding of this. I'm only going to go after those who what I have is what they need. Like it's instinctual because it's a predatory type of drive that they have, but we don't want to develop that predatory drive. You just want to develop your RAS system, your reticular activating system. You want to look for what you need and what you want, and just go with that and make sure that what you have to offer is what they want. And how do you know that? Like I said, from the beginning, they react to you. You pull away, they get needy. It's really easy. Stop playing life on Hall of Fame mode, motherfuckers. Like, seriously. So next one is when it's over, like I said before, it's over. There's no looking back, right? There's no looking back, because by you looking back, it's something that you communicate. You can look back non-verbally before you look back. There's like there's little things that you're gonna do that you're not aware of that communicates to people that you look back, and it is really the compulsion, the intense overreaction to their maneuvers, right? The next and most important thing is that you're not afraid of conflict. Narcissists are not afraid of conflict. That's one thing. They're willing to look at you in your face and tell you, I don't like what you're doing. Like they're more than willing to show you those things. And so this is how you grow with a person. This is how you show a person that you have strength. And this is how you grow in compatibility. Meaning, you become more compatible with someone by going through conflict, resolving it, and just creating an upward spiral of love and connection. But without this conflict, they're never really gonna sense your strength. You're never really gonna sense their strength. You're never really gonna mend differences. In fact, it'll create resentment between the two of you. And no matter how much of a good woman you are, without conflict, it's not gonna happen. And too many people don't think of a good woman and stereotype her as someone who's willing to have conflict. When they think of this, they think of a woman who's quiet, docile. No, a good woman is strong enough to get right in your face and have that conversation. And most guys find that attractive. Most guys find that extremely, extremely attractive, because it's during conflict that you show us that hot face. It's during conflict that you show us your strength, the masculine side. And I'm telling you, guys love that. Like, it's when they say, I love it when you're mad, right? It's pretty much that, right? I love it when you get mad. That's pretty much what you're doing, all right? So remember, challenge them by having standards, going slow. Remember, we're only taking the good parts of narcissism and removing the negative. And that means your independence, your willingness to be alone, right? And communicating to people that you could be alone. Sometimes that means canceling a date and say, look, man, I want to see you, but today I just want to be by myself. And that offends people. But it also communicates that, hey, I'm able to leave you too. Remember those times that I canceled because I just wanted to chill? I can do that shit too. And if they get offended, then have conflict. Talk about it. See how you guys can come to an understanding. At the end of the day, you're still communicating that you have independence, that you have mystery, but at the same time, that you're willing to walk away. You're not easy to read. Don't tell people you like them. Show them with your actions. That's how it's always better. Use dark energy. If they fuck up, don't be afraid to have a long memory. Think before you act. Create some space, right? Don't just overreact to their maneuvers and by them pulling away. Don't act. Put the phone down, put the knife down, maybe go to sleep and think about it the next day. Don't try to change people. Go for those who instantly show attraction to you. When it's over, it's over. Learn to walk away and not look back. It's a habit that if you develop it, people can sense that you have that capacity. And don't forget, don't be afraid to have conflict. That's how you show people that you have value. All right? Anyways, people, if you guys want to learn, if you're single and you want to be able to apply these strategies, check out my course, The Psychological Game of Attraction. It's a course that I created for women who are single and want to be able to go from single to a relationship, right? You could look at all of these great reviews. These are all verified purchases. I give you guys the stages of attraction, the fundamentals of it, and I break it down in 3 stages: the pre-honeymoon period, creating interest and curiosity; the honeymoon period, where you develop a deep connection. Jesus Christ, that was a toxic time; and the post-honeymoon period, where you solidify the connection. And you could actually click on it and watch preview videos so that you guys can check it out. Like, for example, how to instill thoughts of commitment. You can check it out. And the beauty about this is that it's no matter where you are in the relationship with someone, you're able to apply this no matter the situation, because each phase, everyone is in this phase, in each phase, no matter how long you've been together. Right. So it's almost like I describe the phase and then just watch that video, and that's all you need. It's like being coached by me. And you can purchase them by just $99, or you can purchase all of my courses in a bundle with 3 easy payments of $99. Okay. So click on the description down below if you want to purchase the bundle,
or if you want to just purchase this course that applies to this video. Okay. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Check out the meditation group, People Meditate with Father Alex. It's a great way to actually meditate with me. I don't know why I didn't think of this idea longer, to be honest with you. I really don't know why I didn't think of it. But I'm excited to help you guys out. So support the Patreon. And if you guys want to donate to the channel, there are links in the description down below on how to donate. Take care.